Well, hello everybody, welcome back to this month's blog on agricology by me, Richard Smith, farm manager at Daylesford. We're back in the Sainfoin field. You may remember from previous blogs I talked about how we established our Sainfoin crop, and that was done in the second week in May. We're now into the third week in June, so about 6 weeks on. We're back in the Sainfoin field and I wanted to show you the growth that we've achieved from our Sainfoin. So we're now at the stage where the Sainfoin has established itself really well. It's about 6 inches in height and we've got a really nice uptake. One of the advantages of this wet spring is that it's germinated really well and it's taken off. Now, in amongst the Sainfoin, our grass seed has established itself as well, and remember we used a little bit of grass seed oversown at the same time as drilling, and that creates a blanket on top of the topsoil, which in turn suppresses weeds. As the Sainfoin establishes itself, it really takes away. It's got a really deep taproot, it gets down into the moisture, and so you get to the point where you don't really need that rain. It's getting down into the subsoil. It'll take off and it'll smother all of the weeds out. It's a really clean crop to grow. One of the things that I don't think I've mentioned about Sainfoin is that it's a natural anthelmintic. By anthelmintic I mean wormer, natural wormer within the sheep or cattle beast's stomach. Next month we'll be talking about FECPAC on our blog. Now FECPAC is a system that was developed by the Kiwis, and it's a very useful tool for farmers to use to discover exactly which parasite is infecting their animals and so can treat them accordingly. A FECPAC system costs around £1,000. I've had one for about 10 years and it paid for itself in the first year. When you use FECPAC, not only does it identify which parasite's affecting your sheep or cattle, but it also gives you a map of your farm, of where your parasite sick or your sheep sick areas are on the farm, so you're able then to plan your grazing rotation around a clean grazing program. So if an area is particularly affected by nematodirus or ostratagia, you can then not graze sheep on it and get cattle onto it instead. So it's a very useful tool. Look out for that next month. Ian Wilkinson of Cotswold Seeds has a very useful link on the website, which is a grower's guide to Sainfoin and also goes into more depth about its usefulness as an anthelmintic. But we're 6 weeks on, we've had a lot of moisture. This crop I'm really pleased with, it's taken off, and so I can fully expect to get a really good crop of silage from this next year. Very excitingly, we've got our first gathering of all of our partners within agricology next Tuesday at our first open day. We've got about 120 people coming, and we've got loads of experts from each of our partners. They'll be here on the day, and there'll be lots of opportunity for open discussion and to learn about how we farm sustainably at Daylesford. So really looking forward to that, and there's lots of details on the website about that also. Couldn't go past the chance of being able to show you an established crop of Sainfoin. This crop's about 5 years old. Now I'm told that it's about an 8-year lay. This went in 2011. You can see the bulk that's here, and this is going to yield about 37.5 tonnes fresh weight silage per hectare. Today it's a sea of bees, it's a great nectar crop. Really can't understand why lots more people aren't growing it. And if the weather had been fine, we would have been mowing this today. We would normally mow it around mid-flowering. Hope that you've sort of been inspired by Sainfoin a little bit. See you next month. Bye-bye.